Hey, welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. Today is a brand new day. Thank you for being here, because if you weren't here today, guess what? The show would be quite lonely. So I'm glad you're here. I hope you're glad we're here as we start a brand new episode, brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon on zoneofgenius.com. I'm glad you're here. Whether you woke up today not feeling so great, whether it's the middle of the day for you, you're not feeling so great, whether it's the middle of the night for you, you're not feeling so great, whatever time of the day it is as you're watching this show, I hope you're feeling fantastic and that we can have a little spark of joy in your day today. So good day, smiling globally. Lois is here. Mogul Bay is here as we begin to start the Rundown with Ramon on zoneofgenius.com. And remember, we're in this life not just for ourselves, but to make a difference in the world and let others live the best life they can with our help even. Why don't we start the Rundown with Ramon? As a reminder, if you're liking the content you're hearing, all we do at zoneofgenius.com is help you live your best life or start or grow your business. This is why we do what I do. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books and more. Here to serve you and help you live your best life as well. Done it! Indeed. Good day to you. Glad you're here. So with that, shall we get the show on the road? I am Hope Surratt. Shall we do that? Let's get today's show on the road as we begin the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. First up, chatting today about how to move forward after rejection, says Dr. Fred Jones, worthologist. You definitely want to check him out at drfredjones.com. Rejection is not cool. Rejection stings a bit. Rejection doesn't feel so great, Cindy. Rejection doesn't feel good, soy Susana Cabrera. It hurts us. It makes us not feel so great inside. And all of us will go through rejection in one form or another. But Dr. Fred Jones hypothesizes or encourages, how do we get through that rejection? What do we do about it? And as we may know, hey, Dr. Janie, some of the greatest athletes in the world, what do they say? What do they know? It's not just the fact that we've gone through the rejection, but it's that we don't keep it. And he says, Dr. Fred Jones says, 5 strategies to help you navigate this. Reflect and learn. What happened? Ask yourself, what can you learn about it? Maintain a positive outlook. Expand your network, especially if you're getting rejected over and over and over again. Youth entrepreneurs of tomorrow by people. If you're rejecting over and over and over again, getting pushed down over and over again, Cindy Love Photos, then you may want to have a new network, have a new group of people who you're around. So Dr. Fred Jones continues, set new goals, reassess your goals and set new ones. And last but not least, he says, stay positive and prepared. Listen, life is not easy. You're going to run into people that are going to make you not feel so great. You're going to run into people that are going to make you feel down. You're going to run into people that are going to make you not feel so great, that want to push you down intentionally or accidentally. But it's what you do with it. As I always like to say, heard this from somebody else, I don't want to be the thermometer in the room. I want to be the thermostat. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Ding, 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 ding. Let's go to our next tip of the day, where we ask for 30 minutes of your time, give or take, to give you 10 tips to help you live your best life or grow your business. I've talked about this before. I thought it was worth bringing again. Should you give money to a family member to start their business? There was an article out recently from our friends at Entrepreneur who posed this question, and I'm not sure what you've gone through, but I know I've been asked by Money Go Dry Cleaning and my well-being champion, the Navy recruiters here. You know, when family asks you for money, ooh, do you give it to them or not? I'm not talking about like $1. Hey, uncle, can I get $5 to bag a pack of chips? I'm not talking about that. But when family asks you for money, what do you do about it? What do you say to family? And here's some of the prevailing wisdom. Lois says no. But here's the thing. I think it could be okay-ish. But here's the thing, people. is that if you just give family members that money without at the very least considering it a loan, considering it an investment, let them understand what that money means, what the value is, as Dr. Fred Jones, worthologist, would say, what it's worth, you may be doing more harm to the family than good. So you want to be careful as you're just giving money to family members. Sometimes that sweet taste of working for it, understanding the value, helps them more, especially if it's a family member that's younger, doesn't really know about business, doesn't know about starting a business, doesn't know what it means. It can be helpful to teach them that experience. I am Jasmine Abu. It could be helpful to teach them that experience by not just giving them the money, but by letting them understand what it means to earn it, what it means to have an investor and asking them to pay it back or investing in their business. I've done this kind of thing on my own children, not exactly, but my kids have worked for me. I've said, great, send me an invoice. Why do I have to send you an invoice, Dad? Because that's how the world of business works. You have to do the work, then you're going to have to invoice people, then you're going to have to wait probably 30 days, 15 days, whatever it is, to get that money back. It's a learning experience. Not everybody likes it, but it definitely helps them to understand the value of money. So that was one tip. Jay-Z says that I see those comments there. Jay-Z said it, so it must be a good thing. The value of money is important, and I don't think we should just give that money away. Ding, 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 ding. As we go along the rundown with Ramon, best tips to start your business. Our friends at Business Insider had an interesting set of articles where they went through some tips from others about how to start your first business. 5 tips. Shopify's president said the ingredients of business today are just different. Now, I do think some business is the same, but today's business with AI, with online, with apps, with connectivity, it's different than it was 50 years ago. There's never been a better time to try something new, says Shopify's president. From our friends at Entrepreneur, musician turned skincare expert Mike Einziger says, always be open to discoveries. Always be open to discoveries. Curiosity. A Gen Z soda maker, Ben Goodwin, says, don't worry so much about the end game. Be wary of who you do business with. Robert Irvine says, look for win-win partnerships. How in the world can I have a partnership with Dr. Jeannie if it's one way and not two ways? How in the world could I ask something of the Navy recruiter if it's one way and not two ways? It has to be a real relationship. It's got to go 2 ways, people. We can't be selfish. The Skinny Confidential says, go slow when starting out. Discipline and consistency is the name of the game, and nurture relationships with your audience. People. If you want to have success as you're starting your business, there's a few fundamental things you got to figure out. You have to dial in. It's so important. It's so important. I love what Danette's saying here from our other channels. Going back to the comment about Jay-Z, yeah, it depends on what they're doing. I love that, what you said, Danette. You're right. Because, hey, if it's a donation for something, it's different. But they're just asking for a handout, like something that's probably different. But Danette, love your wisdom in that. So I hope that was helpful. Some tips to start your business. Starting a business is not easy. Many of us have been in business for years. I said, I've started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, fired from the United Nations, graduate of the FBI Citizens Academy. So I have a little bit of experience, but I'm always learning from amazing people. But I hope these tips help you. And again, anytime you want these things, just DM me across platforms, let me know, and I'll try to send these tips to you. But you can just find them at zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com. We go through tips like this all day long. Ding, 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 ding. Glad you're here with me. How to have success in real estate. Real estate is a business, and I thought this could be interesting to share some tips in how to have real estate success. This is an article on Business Insider, selected 20 young professionals and 35 and younger making waves across the industry about what are some tips they have. One is find your purpose. Interesting, broad answer, but this is for life in general, I think, even though this is focused on real estate. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It's amazing what you can learn from the real estate industry. Don't be afraid to ask questions, Dora Maria Abreu. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's tip number, whatever it is, on real estate. Stay ahead of the curve, says Bryce. So important not to be stuck where you are, but to stay ahead of the curve. Learn to say yes. This doesn't mean you want to say yes and be abused and be a doormat, but I found one success I've had in life and business is be open. Just say yes. Yes, and yes, let's try it. Let's figure it out. Yes, it has to flow with the priorities I'm trying to do. Some things are not always the right thing at the right time in this purpose you're doing it. That's right, Karen. Yes. But be open and don't have that version of always saying no. Have no shame. Interesting. If you're always having shame and doubt and not sure if you should do it, you're not going to be able to move far ahead. Lean into your specialty. Listen, as I realize where I want to go in this year and next year and last year and the weeks ahead, as I've realized what I want to do in my journey, I realize I have to lean into what I do well, the God-given talents that I have. I don't have the talents that Dr. Jeannie has. I don't have the talents that Lewis has. I don't have the talents that Abu has. I don't. I have what I can do and I can do well. And what God's given me the gift of is edutainment. That's what I do. And building niche companies, niche blogs and things. And I'm a pretty good leader of people. Not always the smartest, but I can ask, how can I help you? And when you can find out what you do well, you'll succeed, not just in life, but in real estate, as we're talking about this article from Business Insider. Own your story. I won't go into all these tips, but you can find this at businessinsider.com. I hope you're enjoying the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. We've been hearing quite a bit about the metaverse. We're hearing about it there, we're hearing about it here, and I wonder, is it still hot or not? Or has it kind of cooled down? I don't know. But here's something I read from Morning Brew, talking about despite Zuck's high hopes for the metaverse, maybe it's kind of going by the wayside. This doesn't mean there's not people still with their cool little goggles in their homes and their high-powered computers using the metaverse, this virtual reality world, but I don't see too much talk or people using augmented reality. I don't see too many people using virtual reality. If you're one of those people and you're all into virtual reality or even augmented reality, you're into virtual worlds with the headset on, can you let me know? As of last year, it says here only 200,000 people were active in Horizon Worlds, Meta's VR world. Is that a lot or not? I don't know. But you know what? Metaverse, I'm sure it's good for somebody wearing the little goggles and all that kind of stuff. But seems like it may be panning out. And that happens sometimes. Fads go, fads come. You know, bell bottoms were hot, then they weren't. Now they're back, maybe. I don't know. Fads go, fads come. But one thing that's here today is the Rundown with Ramon. So I don't know. You tell me, is the metaverse hot or is it not? I'm curious, and I love what Karen's saying here. Yes, you have. Oh, thank you. You have the talent of giving great tips. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here in the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Leverage. Find your screwdriver. Woo! This is some hot, simple stuff from my friend Seth Godin, and I want you to pay attention to the tips he gives. I want to share this with you, and I want to read what he wrote. Here's what Seth Godin writes. It's almost impossible to remove a screw with your bare hands, but it's easy with a screwdriver. The handle might only add a little torque, but it's more than enough. If someone is succeeding at something you find difficult, it might be because they realized they needed a screwdriver. Looking for the tool is the first step in finding it. That's a gem of the day. If you're struggling, if you find something is a bit difficult, as Seth Godin talks about, maybe, just maybe, it's time for you to find your screwdriver, your leverage, to give you just a bit more torque in what you're trying to do. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to stop working so hard. It's time to find a little easier way to do something by finding the screwdriver in your life, screwdriver in your business. My name is Ramon Ray, and this is the Rundown with Ramon. I'm Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. You're liking these tips and insights and advice? Definitely check us out at zoneofgenius.com. RamonRay.com. Ding, 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 ding. Next tip of the day. All we ask again is 30 minutes of your time, give you top 10 tips to help you live your best life or grow your business. Don't blame the economy for everything. Curb your spending, says an article here in the Wall Street Journal. This is interesting. Julia Carpenter writes this. Here's the thing, people. It's easy for us to blame the economy, blame external forces for how things are going in our life. But when have you stepped back, taken the time to understand really what's going on? Maybe it's the Netflix subscription. But you're saying that probably is not it by itself, and you're right. Maybe it's then the Hulu subscription. Probably not by itself, but maybe that's it. Maybe it's the subscription to the newspapers that drop on your front door still. Maybe it's too much Keurig cake cups. And again, all these things alone are great. We all have them. But my point is, it's the small things sometimes that add up. Do you really need to go out to eat 8 times a week? I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. Even in business, you know how many subscriptions I have to all kind of platforms? So we want these things. You're watching me right now probably on some subscription, and I appreciate it. And you should. But the point is, as we're looking to save money and do better financially, it may not be you blaming the economy, you blaming something else, you blaming external forces for it. It could be that you need to look to your left, you need to look to your right, and you need to look at yourself, look in your wallet, look at your spending, the little transactions you have day in and day out, and see where your spending is really going. This may be what it is. Instead of thinking about it's this, it's thinking about it's that. It really could be other things in your business that are really hindering it. It could be other things, little small things that are adding up that you're spending on that are really why you're in debt, really why you don't have money. This is something to consider. And I think it's important. Yes, the economy is a real thing. I love that, Dora. The economy is a real thing. It's a real thing. Gas prices, food prices. But what are the things that we can do? What are the things we can curb a bit? What are the things we can spend less on to make a difference, a direct difference in our proverbial pocket or wallet or wherever you want to put your money at? Let's not always blame the economy. Let's not always blame politicians. Let's not always blame external forces around us, people. But what are the things we can do ourselves to do it? Listen, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. If you're enjoying this, thanks for commenting. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for letting people know this is the place to be. The Rundown with Ramon on zoneofgenius.com. You can find me on Instagram at Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. Get to know me better at the newly developed soon, RamonRay.com. Find me on LinkedIn as well. Connect with me, talk to me, let me know you're watching The Rundown with Ramon as we expand to serve people all over the globe. Ding, 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 ding. Next up here is your business ready for disaster? Our friends at smallbiztrends.com wrote about this. And here's the thing. Here's the rub. Thank you, Dr. Genie. Here's the rub, as Seth Godin would say. We can't predict the future. We don't know what's going to happen going forward. We don't know. But I do think it's important that we analyze aspects of our business, aspects of our personal life. What happens if, just do scenario planning. If you woke up and the road in front of your home was closed for 3 days, what would you do? Phone is fine and all that, but what would you do? What would you do if the road was fine in your home, but you had no internet access for 4 days? What would you do? What would you do if you went to your office space and you couldn't be there for 2 weeks or ever? Are there documents you knew you should have backed up that you don't have access to that you need? So I don't know what disaster planning might or might not need for you, but I do ask you to consider it. I do ask you to consider, look at our friends again at smallbiztrends.com. I think this interview was done by my other good friend, Barry Moltz, I believe, the Small Business Radio Show. What can you do to do your best to be sure you're ready? This doesn't mean it can be perfect. This doesn't mean you're going to have a perfect solution, but this means you can be as ready as you can be. This is what this means. We have enough challenges, enough difficulty just with our personal lives, just with stuff we can't plan for. But with our business, do we have a savings? Do we have a cushion? With our business, do we have our employee phone numbers printed out maybe? I don't. I should. Do we have key team member numbers printed out? Do we know where the fire department is, where the hospital is? These little things might make the difference between your business surviving, thriving, or going out of business. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon on zoneofgenius.com. I want your business to thrive. Ding, 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 ding. Should you join a business mastermind? Again, some insight from Dr. Fred Jones twice in a day here. And I've joined a number of masterminds. I was with the amazing Phil M. Jones just a few weeks ago. Amazing little, wasn't quite a mastermind, but a get together. I was in another mastermind with Sylvie DiGiusto in Florida some time ago. Me and three other amazing gentlemen, Dr. Will Moreland and Tony Chapman and Dr. Delator McNeil get together on a regular basis. So I've attended many mastermind-ish type stuff, and I led some of my own. And it can be very helpful for business owners to refresh, to align with other people in similar situations than us. My friend Lauren Feldman at 21 Hats podcast, he is kind of a mastermind on a regular basis. So should you join a mastermind? Yeah, I think you should. Some could be free. Some you may have to pay for, but either way, surround yourself with people who can uplift you. Sneha, good to see you. Surround yourself with people, just Jordan Cox, who can uplift you and can take you to the next level, whether that be in business or whether that be in your personal life. But masterminds, as Dr. Fred Jones says, could definitely be a game changer in your business. I hope you're enjoying The Rundown with Ramon. I'm Ramon Ray, five-time entrepreneur, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. You can check all the good things out there at zoneofgenius.com. Ding, 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 ding. Online advertising works, full stop, period. Boop. Online advertising does work. Our friends at Carrie Jack, Carrie, C-A-R-Y, CarrieJack.com had a recent blog post where he interviewed the proven way to scale your business through profitable advertising with founder of Successful Ads Club and advertising expert Tara Zerker. Interviewed her in episode 403, talks about advertising online. It's a powerful way to grow your business. I do online advertising, but let me tell you the secret. Lean in close. It takes time to identify your audience. It takes time to identify what works. It takes time to identify what doesn't work in your business. So online advertising definitely works. As we move forward here in The Rundown with Ramon, remind you, go to zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com, for all these things to help your business or build your personal life. And I want to remind you, I want you to remember, as you're running your business, as you're even living in your personal life, I want to always remind you of the following. I beg you to be clear on what you really, really want. Even be clear on what you don't want. Ask yourself, do you even want to be in business? Do you want to be in business? You may want to work for somebody. That's great. Being in business is not easy. It's tough. There's no music. There's no soundtrack. This ain't Shark Tank. This ain't your latest sitcom. This is life. Oftentimes you got to cheer yourself. You have to get up and pull yourself up. Surround yourself with people that can help you. Ask yourself, are you hungry enough? Are you hungry enough, Karen? Are you hungry enough to get where you need to be to reach the goals you want to get to? And pricing is so important in business. So is mindset. But pricing is important. If you're selling what you're selling too cheap, and you're the cheapest person on the block, as Seth Godin is prone to saying, you're doing a disservice to your business. You're doing a disservice to yourself because you can't build that wealth that you need and deserve to build. So your prices should be set well. Your prices should not be too high. They should not be too low. But if you can set your prices high and sell at a premium, that's a good thing. And I want you to ask yourself, never forget this. Ask yourself this. I want you to take this to the bank. What do you do best? What do you do best? When you get that triangulation between what you do best, what you do really, 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 really well, and what you can make money for by helping somebody else with their problems, helping somebody else reach their goals. That is the triangulation, Dr. Jeannie. We found our genius. This is what it is, people. This is what it is. Not everybody can be happy doing what they love, but when you find what you do best and you can do it, make a difference in the world about it, it's a great thing. This is what I try to do with my life as I get older each and every single day, as we all do. How can I make a difference in the world? First with my family, which is the biggest struggle, be a better father, better husband, better brother, better uncle, whatever it may be in your case. How can I make the world a better place? How can I make the world a better place every single day? Listen, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. I'm so glad you're here with me today. If you weren't here, we wouldn't have a show. Go out and make a difference in the world. Take screenshots. Let people know you're watching The Rundown with Ramon. Share it out, share it out, share it out. Let people know. Follow me across the platforms. Again, my Instagram, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. Follow me on LinkedIn for sure. Definitely thank the network you're watching this on. Thank them for having The Rundown with Ramon. With that, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Have a fantastic day. And go make a difference in the world. We need you. Be blessed.